Now we will be executing this assessment, question Q3, 3D solid object of an angle bracket. And as instructed here, dimensioning is not really required. So I have an open DW file here. And before we proceed changing this to 3D modeling, make sure to set a proper units. And type just UN for unit and select the millimeter. Since this is already in millimeters, just press OK. Then now change this to 3D modeling. And once you change that to 3D modeling, as you can see, the workspace changes. And in the ribbon part, you can see that the commands are now different. All the commands are for 3D creation. So now let's change the view. Uh, I changed it to SW isometric. We have XYZ plane now, which is, it signifies that we will be creating our 3D. The first thing I did is to create a circle here, 22 in diameter. So first, click that circle and choose the drop down, select the diameter. Okay, now I have selected the diameter. I just click any point and type 22 as our diameter. Okay, so make sure to zoom extend it so that it will be zoomed to your circle. Just click that zoom extend. The next thing that we will be creating is that radius. So the radius 32. So again, select that circle drop down, select the radius this time. And once you click that, click the center point of this circle and type your radius, which is 32. So just type 32 and that will be there we have two circles now. The next step is to create this 140 distance. So in order to do that, we will be using the line command, or click that line above, line, and make sure to specify your starting point as the center of this circle. And make sure that the ortho mode is on for the straight line creation. So once I click that, it will be ortho mode on and it will be straight line. Type 140 as the distance. And you need to copy this two circle by clicking this two. Type CO for copy. Type CO for copy. Then we need to copy this on the other side. Select the midpoint, by the way, and click the endpoint of this line so that we can copy this to the other side. Deleted that line as it was not necessary. So now we will be creating a side edge or the edges. So by doing that, we can just shift right click. After you selected the line, shift right click, then tangent, select this side, and shift right click again and tangent, click this side, and do this to the other side of the circle. Now that we have the edges, we need to remove or trim those unnecessary lines. So we need to select these objects or these figures, the circle and the line. Now type TR and we can now remove these unnecessary lines. Again, TR for trim, and we need to select all of these figures, the arcs and the lines, so that we can join them all together. So by typing JO or join command, then as you can see, it will be converted into polyline. So when I click them, they are all. And the next step is to create that thickness. So which means we will be extruding that plane that we have created. So in order for us to do that, click that plane, click this extrude command, and as you can see, there's a path. You can change your path up or down, and we just need to type that thickness, which is 19. Just type 19 and that's it. We have now that thickness. Since we do have that thickness, we need to move these two circles by clicking them and type move and select this midpoint to the upper midpoint, and that's it. That is for some future purposes. So we need to convert this from 2D wireframe, we need to convert it to realistic 3D. And you can do that by clicking it here and change it to realistic. And that's it. Again, our next step is to create a hole, and that is the purpose of these two circles. So we need to create a hole by clicking Presspull and put your cursor on that face. Make sure that the circle is highlighted. Once you click that, click this multiple option, then click the other circle. Make sure it is highlighted, then enter. And it will happen. The result will be like this. And make sure that the direction is downward so that we can create a hole. That is for the Presspull. Is we need to create this U shape or reverse U shape above the 3D. So in order for us to do that, we just need to create a polyline of a U. So I just click the polyline, specify the 64 width and the length of 64 so that we can create a U. Now that we have created the polyline, we need to make sure that there is a thickness. We all know that the thickness indicated is 13. So we just need to use the offset command. Just type O in the command line bar or type offset, enter. And type the distance, which is 13. And once you have entered it, select the line or the polyline and the result will be like this. Make sure to close the ends. Just put the lines. Okay. Once you have closed the ends, again, make sure to join them all together so that they will become one. And once they are joined, you can now move them to the center of our 3D object. Click the surface, select the center point. Again, click, then type move, then select the center point. Then move it to the center point of this 3D object. That we have moved it to the center line of the object, we need to specify the height. As you can see, the height is 45. So of course, we need to Presspull that. Click the Presspull. Put your cursor on that U shape, then make sure it is highlighted. Click. Once you click it, you can now put your height value, which is 45. Type 45, then enter. Now we need to create that inclined plane or surface or wedge. So in order for us to do that, we have the value of thickness here, which is 13. So what I will be doing is I will put a 13 line here. So just click the line and put your cursor on that face so that it will be highlighted. Then find the center point of that face below. So once I find the center point, that will be my starting point of the line. Click, then type the height or the length of your line, which is 13. Then make sure it is aligned on that corner. So make sure that it is aligned. Okay, and do that to the other side also. That we have the reference line here. Again, click line. Put your cursor on that face and select that upper corner as your starting point of the line, and the end point of the line would be that end point line. Then click, and that's it. Now we need to remove that 3D by clicking it, right click, select the isolate, and click the hide object, and it will be hidden. And now we have the visibility of the lines here. We just need to create a triangle, and for us to do that, we need to change this view to left view. So by doing that, just click this world drop down and select the left. Okay, so now we have changed the view to the left. Click line. We just need to create a triangle here. Click line. That would be your starting point. and you can choose any distance for your endpoint. And again, another starting point here. What we just need is to for them to intersect. So now since they have intersect, we just need to trim it. Select these two lines, type TR in the command line for trim, then click to remove those unnecessary lines. Now we have created a triangle here. We need to join these three lines for them to be all together or in one. So now we have joined them. Click them, click the extrude command. Again, click the surface, click the extrude command, and specify the distance would be here at this endpoint. Okay, we have now created a wedge. Make sure to create a copy of this wedge, okay, for future purposes later. So copy, select this object, type CO, then you can put the copy anywhere you want. Again, copy CO, then click the object, then you can put it anywhere. Now I will now right click, isolate, then end object isolation for the 3D object to show up. So as you can see, there's a wedge there and it's still lacking, so we need to do something on that point. Okay, so what we can do is to extrude or press pull that face of the wedge or that inclined plane. Select press pull and make sure that it is highlighted. Click and specify your distance. You can put any distance value. And now we will be subtracting this inclined wedge or this wedge by typing SU for subtract. Click subtract, click the object that you want to be retained, enter. Then click the object that you want to be removed, enter. And this will be the result. As you can see, we have now this result. Since we do have the copy of the wedge earlier, we just need to move this wedge to the center. Okay. Just click the object, then type M for move, enter, then select the midpoint of this wedge, then select the midpoint of this 3D object, and that's it. What we will do is to combine the wedge and the 3D object so that they will be in one. So just type UNI for union, then select the two objects that you want to combine to be combined, then enter. And as you can see, they're all together. And since there are 16 lines, we need to remove those existing lines by clicking this and hide this 3D object. Then delete, select all these lines and delete. And again, right click, isolate, then end object isolation. And as you can see, the 3D object is back. Now that there's another instruction, material, which is cast iron, we need to apply some material on that 3D object. For us to apply the material, just type mat in the command line bar, MAT, then click the mat browser open, and this will pop up, and just type on the search bar the cast iron. As you can see, the cast iron is here. Just drag this to the 3D object, and this is the result. So there is now a material applied to our 3D object.